All right, good morning. Um, Welcome back. Today is another day. It wasn't a successful day. I had some struggles, so yeah, that happens. I've been putting out content for a while, and if you think I'm going to make it or not going to make it, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on the video, and then let's continue to the video. So here on the daily screen, it's still kind of the same what happened yesterday and the day before and that day before, but some improvements. So one of the things I talked about yesterday and the day before is that I'm going to work on revision. So I keep getting stuck, but I never had like a good revision routine. I just be like, you just had space repetition, or just write it down 10 times so you would know, like those kind of old school things, methods that, like, the first one works, but the latter one is like really old school. So that's something I've been taught wrong at school. But now I did some research, and took me approximately like an hour to get the first draft. So I will show that on the screen. Basically, I'm just doing a first iteration, and if I'm doing it wrong, I'm doing a second iteration. But if I get it right the first time, I don't see any need to do the first iteration, a second iteration, or even a third iteration. For specifics, I have an extra note. I just make an open page, and I decided to use the app Notion because I already had Notion on this less light phone that is a non-distraction phone, so that would make sense. So because I couldn't find another app that was also convenient, so I was like, well, maybe I should use what I already have. So that was great. So continuing on TypeScript, I had another exercise that it was with functions types with interfaces, arrays, and those kinds of stuff. I kind of struggled. So if you see here on the screen, there is a constant with utils, but I basically need to make a type or interface. Something I've noticed is that you can either change it by a lot, or you can just make a simple type interface. But I totally forgot about the parse int, because I was like, hey man, if you have a TypeScript and you specifically make it a number, if you parse integer this string into a number, is it still possible? Well, apparently that is still possible, but you need to be very careful what the current variable is before you're actually doing it. So going into React, I had a big exercise, which I also will show on the screen. Basically, that is an exercise to pass on data from to a JSX file, and from a component, I will set it up how it should look like. So that was pretty interesting. I did some destructuring, this kinds of stuff. I already know this stuff by heart, apparently, because I did not make any mistakes. It was very simple. It took me, it should took me a half hour. I was done like within 15 minutes. So in those 15 minutes, I did some lessons about the use state, which I have not finished yet, because 15 minutes about use state is is a short period. Like I said yesterday, I was gonna practice hiragana after I was done, because that is actually a temporary thing I need to do in order to learn Japanese. So today I did the T part, so that would be ta, te, chi, tsu, and to. So that is what I've done today. I did some quizzes, and also with the proficiency parts of hiragana I was learning, and yeah, that was pretty successful. I was really happy with that. So about my camera, if you look on the side, it's flickering a little bit, and I was like, maybe that's because of the low battery. But apparently that is not. That's because I put a new screen protector, and that's basically blurring the camera. So I might take it out, but I might not. That really depends. So that was the daily stand-up for today. Tonight I will be doing 2 new sentences from Japanese and Korean. So maybe one thing you've been wondering, like, hey man, the other day you mentioned that you bought some courses and you were going to practice because you tested one. Yes, but that is something that I'm going to do on a weekend, because if you look at my goals that we'll put on the screen right now, the goal is to learn 100 sentences of Korean and 100 sentences of Japanese. The goal of this year is not to finish topic 1 or Japanese and 5. So that will be later. It really depends how November, December is. I might even have time to do it, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm not gonna do like exams or anything like that. I just want to, like, the goal is like to survive Japanese and speak like a 3 or 5-year-old Korean. So yeah, that was basically it for today. Stay tuned for another video. If you like this content, please comment, subscribe, like video, and I will see you on to the next